Hey there, everyone. My name is Milky Chapman from the Guys of the Games. Back with some more Diablo 2, the game where you destroy Mephisto's Soulstone. How many people get this quest and then immediately just like get rid of that shit? I feel like that happens so often because it is kind of annoying because it's like every time you talk to them, it's just like, here's a Soulstone, it's in your inventory, deal with it. Anyways. Summoner Duders. I have a second one now, right? Yeah. The synergies for your pets is kind of weird because it's like each one kind of so they're each separate, but they also have like a whatchamacallit. Let me pick up this. I type slow and inaccurately because I cannot see my keyboard at all with the way this is set up. But it's sort of weird because like each pet has its own stats, but like a lot of their stats actually don't go up when you put points on, because rather than being like the only thing that really goes up is their damage, I believe, because they each like synergize each other, right? They actually act like the skeleton mastery essentially, because like any points into that skill will improve all of the summons, even like just skill levels, which is unlike other synergies. That's not like a special trait in the sense that like it's designed to work like that. It's just because like any synergy can work like that, because it's in the calculation for their stats that instead of using the base level, it just uses the level. Which, that's one of those things where it's like you have to wonder, is that an oversight? Was it intended to just be a regular synergy, or is it actually supposed to be like work like the skeleton mastery? Like, it's one of those classic, like, it's hard to tell, because you never know. Maybe it is a mistake, but it probably isn't. It's probably just a weird thing, because like it's kind of a weird thing in general that it even is like that to begin with, because like, yeah, I mean, I say that, but then you look at the Necromancer and he has the same problems with his golems, where the only golem in... I think they changed this in T2R, like, they changed a lot of things, but in, Legacy Diablo 2, the only only the clay golem's life went up from points for some reason, which is part of the reason why it's, like, far and away the best golem for most, like, practical situations, because you basically put 1 point into it and then 1 point into Golem Master, and then you have a golem that's tanky as shit and slows everything down that touches it. Whereas the other golems, like, it's ironic that the blood golem, who gives other golems life as his synergy, has by far the least amount of life because of that. It's like kind of like a weird, like, oxymoron. I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to put it, but that's how it is. I think it's one of those things that got changed, I think, although I'm not even sure if that's true. Jeez, it's dropping lots of shit. I love those stupid, like, raptor nests, whatever the hell they're supposed to be. What are these things even supposed to be? I call them like raptors sometimes, but I'm not actually sure what these dudes are supposed to be. Like, they have like these nests, and you pop the nest, it like bursts in like a thing of blood. Like it's like the nest is alive. Like it's actually creating like more raptors, right? Like it isn't just like some weird looking nest. Like it's actually making them. So like it's funky, Regardless, we're gonna head over here, and we're gonna head back to town for a second. At this point, I think we're just gonna... I guess more dexterity is fine. We have plenty of life as the guy. But yeah, like it's funny because it wasn't like that at first when the expansion happened, because it used to be just like, obviously because synergies didn't exist until version 1.10, right? So, for a while it actually did work just like completely normally, where each summon just had its own stats. And then they changed it to be a synergy thing. I don't remember though, because I wasn't here. Like, my experience with Diablo 2 when I was, when it was a thing, was basically like super early versions of like Classic. It was like up to like 1.5, 1.05, and then I didn't play it again for a long ass time until like 1.13. And that was when I finally like popped into the scene again. Man, I forgot how low the damage is, because like their damage goes up from skills, but you know the grizzly bear is the attack bonus. You know, now that I think about it, did they change this? I forget what. There was like a mistake with their attack rating where it said it was, I think it said it was percentage, but it was actually flat, which is like a weird thing. Like no minion gets percentage attack rating, so I think that was the problem. They changed that at some point. I guess I'll put some more point. Like that gives me a third dire wolf, and it also makes the one spirit wolf like a little tankier. Like, why not? It is kind of nice. Alright. Hallelujah.
What do you need?
Let's see. Zygons, blah blah blah. The Joseph, pick that up for the cash. Don't really need anything else. What do you have as a shield? Just faster cast rate. This doesn't have that. I mean, I could give him that for the extra resist, but he's already pretty good on as far as resist go. Sure. Let's let me quickly check though. What do I need? I need the. I have everything, every part of the Saigons except the weapon, and I also have the Ice and Hearts, like everything except the hat. So yeah, we're good in that front, I guess. Tee-hee. All that jazz. I don't know why I did the tee. It just felt right. Give me that cash. I'm not even gonna bother dropping it off because I don't need to. Alright. Alright, Iswal, where you at, buddy? Are these dark warp ones? Hey, check them out. Oh my god, they're blocking all my attacks. I hate enemies with shields. They're the worst. Because it doesn't. I could have 10 million attack range, and they'll just block me to death. Because nothing in vanilla reduces block chance for enemies, which I'm almost kind of surprised there's nothing like that. Like you know, should I advertise that? Big surprise. I am working on a mod of this game. It's mostly just like tweaking stuff. It's not nearly as fancy as my other stuff. It's basically just like removing redundancy and whatnot, but I did make it so that Necromancer's Dim Vision reduces block chance with a synergy, because like why not? You know what I mean? Oh, nice. You know what? I always like to do this. If I find this right away, I might as well just head on over to the City of the Danged. Oh man. Balrogs and hey, that's kind of funny that Balrogs are showing up here, because fun fact about Balrogs, they actually do show up in these areas, but like they're kind of weird because they only actually show up as champions and uniques for some reason. That's what they decide to. It's not like it's not like a glitch or anything. That's like specifically made like that. They just decided that no, they are only champions uniques here. They're like slightly lower level than the others, so it's like, I guess the idea is they didn't want them to be too tough, but like I feel like when you're this far into the game, it's like why even bother with that? You know what I mean? Hey, rare jewel, nice. Man, I'm picking up a lot of shit. So the problem with my strategy is that if I don't get to the bloody waypoint before, I hate this thing. I actually walk in and you think like you can just go around it, but nope. There's no way out of that. This like little square of fences. There we go. Alrighty. Let's head on back. City of the Danged. I don't know, I think I heard that from Mr. Llama stream, and that's just funny to me. I do find it funny that the Amazon's Valkyrie has like her own unique teleport effect. I feel like they're weirdly inconsistent with that. Because like the Spirit Wolf also has that, but the other pet summon of the druid don't. Only the Spirit Wolf does, the low one, for some reason. Has like a specific skill he uses to teleport back to you. And then the other ones just kind of pop back in anyways. It's like weird. Nothing fancy. Eh. Wow, I actually forgot how insane this item is, so never mind. 2 to 46 lightning, hell yeah. As for you, do I have any sockets? No, just this. I guess I could. I don't need to. Like, there are things I can use runes for still, because I have the extra helmet, but like, the question is, am I going to use any of them? Like, probably not. There's the 2 of these I have, which are just an upgrade because they give resistances, but that's not until level 31. Once I get to level 31, I'm going to get that Grizzly. So I'm not going to need as much, like, life enemies, because the Grizzly is like an awesome tank. And there's this too. I might as well get rid of this, because like, the wand is just better. Like, let's be real. Like, the wand doesn't have the attack speed, but it has fanaticism, which has the attack speed on it anyway, so like, hell yeah. Like, I might as well clean some of this stuff. Like, I don't need that, because like, once again, I'm never going to use this over this, unless like, unless I really like keep going, maybe. You are actually kind of a fun weapon to see. And you, I can probably get rid of too, because now I have this. Sure. Let's just sell everything. Bada bing, bada boom. Hail to you, champion. I wonder what the story behind that is. Why there's just like a were they planning on giving just all the NPCs just generic dialogue options potentially, or at least just as an option? Because it's kind of weird. It's not even consistent. Like, I think what's his face? Like the witch doctor has the Hail to You champion, but I don't think anyone else in Act 3 does, but maybe that's not even true. I don't remember. There's even, like I mentioned last time, like, there's the weird thing where there's young Jamala clips. Like, there's specifically called like young, and the ones she uses are called old. So it's like maybe they were planning on having her be older than she is in the actual game, and they weren't, like, they were just kind of like, you know, trying to figure out what they wanted for some reason, which is entirely possible. Oops. I always forget that. Like, who knows? I always thought it was funny that the Doom Knights, like, they have a special thing that says, like, whether they're fighters or mages. Like, I wonder why they went to... the little monster traits thing is another one of those things that's, like, really inconsistent. Like, a lot of monsters will be, like, have, like, fairly complex things, and they won't get mentioned at all. But then you'll have these dudes, which are almost... Like, how would you not figure out what the dealio with them? But, like, they felt the need to differentiate that the ones with swords are fighters, and the ones with the glowing hands are mages. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... doesn't feel necessary. Because, like, a lot of monsters are very self-explanatory. You just look at them and you should figure out what's up. Like, you know what I mean? But then, like, the mages and stuff, like, it's just one of those funny things. Maybe it's only funny to me, but it's something that stands out to me. Is like, just like one of those, like, cases where it's like, it's probably just someone decided to do that, and then, like, just like on a whim, basically. Like, usually that's how it is. God, the warped one. How is it the stupid fallen dudes are actually the most annoying enemy here? Because they'll block half my freaking hits. It's insane. They're just like blockers to the end. Because, like, I'm trying to think, like, is there any other enemy that just has, like, such a basic thing that's just like, yeah, by the way, they're a fighter or whatever? I don't think so. There probably is, and I just don't remember because it's just like, oh. I swear, Iswal is always in the farthest reaches of this place. Like, he always shows up right at the end. And having a huge army is nice, though. Like, it really is, like... It's funny that so many... That's kind of how so many of the summons end up being, is they're just, like... Well, they drag attention away from me, so, like... With my 800 life and having, like, 5 different minions that are just for tanking, basically. I guess now 6. Because, like, the mage does damage. And you know what? The Valkyrie's level 15. She probably does good damage, too. So, like... I probably shouldn't say she's just for tanking. She's probably doing decent damage. Especially with fanaticism. Like, that's boosting her, some of her damage, too. Does fanaticism only give the speed to me? I forget. Because fanaticism, doesn't give all of its traits to everyone. It's like, I think attack speed is only for me, and it's just the attack rating and damage that gets given to other dudes. But, wow, a lot of gothic plates. Don't quote me on that one, you know, as usual.
Impossible.
I also forgot to look at my chest. Big whoop. Big whoop. I don't know why I said that. I meant, big. I was gonna say, you know, how surprising or whatever.
Hail to you, champion.
Nope. Erathras, Zygons, Arcanas, nice. Don't need that, but, you know, I'll keep the lightning resist over the 3% faster run speed. Like, I don't need that. Let's see. I have more Arcana stuff, right? Like, yeah, here. That's kind of fun. And Erathras is where? Is it here? Oh, I already have the hat, of course. Figures. Don't forget in here, too, I have this club, which looks pretty good. Imagine fighting that in vanilla. That'd be awesome. And this is just money, basically. Staffs will always be the money makers. It's like, holy crap. In vanilla, like, skills on things like staffs are like multiplicative. They're actually both additive and multiplicative. They have like a number that they add and an amount that they multiply the item's value by 2. There you go. Now we know Iswell's nearby when the quest shows up. Look how tanky he is, though. We're like eviscerating everything, and even he still like takes, you know, a good amount of hits to kill. Because like his life is ridiculous and normal. He is Mr. Sponge incarnate. And it always stands out because he's not that much tankier, and he's not really all that tanky in higher difficulties. It's just specifically in normal, he's really tanky. Like, his life doesn't go up much in Nightmare, despite the fact that your damage goes up a lot. Anyways, get that juicy double skill point. Well, like the best quest in the game, because like 2 skill points is nuts. I guess I'll pop more points in, like, Lycanthropy. Like, I don't really need anything else right now. Sure, give me some more life, and we'll pop some more points to the wolf. Because, you know, like I said, the direwolf is one of the best parts because they give us synergy to life. So, like, they'll help keep your dudes alive. Anything else in the cube? Nope. I think that's another thingy bingy. Is that Vidella's? Where's the rig? Where's my rig at? I already have boots. God dang it. Happens so often. I feel like money in this game ends up being sort of like a weird, like, because like it feels like you tend to max if you're diligent about picking up things you know will sell well, then you generally tend to get pretty much max money by the end of normal, if not by like early Nightmare, because things can sell for a lot of money. I don't know why I bothered, because Oak Wolf doesn't actually get a synergy from that, but you know. How many points did I do? I put 4 points. I'll probably go 5, and then I'll start putting more points into Oak Sage again for a little while. Just because Oak Sage gives everyone life, and like it's a percentage boost. Actually, I forget how that works. I think that would work, right? Because like many things, sometimes it's very inconsistent whether things add life before their boosts or after their boost, right? Because you have like skeletons where the skill says it adds after, or it says it adds before all their base life gets added, but that's a lie, and the actual skill lies in Classic or in Vanilla D2, where your skeletons actually have way more life than the skill tool says, because it adds, you know, the order that it adds is not what the game says it is, basically. It's like a weird thing. Oh, did I already find the thing? Wow. Like, let's look at the difference here. Here's Hephaestus. He dies in 5 hits. Isol took like 50. Like, it is truly insane. The gap between them, honestly. Let's just get everyone out of the way here first. Hellforge is one of those quests that in vanilla was like, or I should say in classic, was never really like a big deal. Because it's like you get jewels, but the jewels you get, like jewels in classic kind of suck because they don't have a level cap on them or anything like they do in the expansion. So they're all kind of balanced around like low level. So getting to hell and then getting a couple jewels like doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Definitely one of the things that got improved like 100% for the better in Lord of Destruction, because jewels are just like the gems are just pointless. I guess I'll keep that because it is past the level cap. That's not bad, but like what point is there to it, right? I'm not gonna use it for anything. Nothing I have is socketed except my helmets, and I'm gonna use the runes for that, so. Do I have any more spiky snakes? Nope. Might as well put that in there then. Alright, we got that. Sometimes I swear there's like a thing where sometimes you don't even have to have the soulstone on you. Like, can I put this around?
Impossible.
No. Sometimes I swear I put the stone in here without even having the thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, getting like a bunch of like gems and then also getting a rune is nice. And it's funny because I think one of the best methods for getting some of the high runes is literally to just rush that quest over and over again on new characters. Because the chances of getting runes is so fucking low for the high ones that like it's your best chance. Because like I forget what the exact odds are on getting a Zod rune, but it's somewhere in the realm park of like 1 in like a billion or some ridiculous number. It's 1 in many millions at least. Like, the average player will never see a Zod rune, no matter how long they play. Like, it is truly ridiculous. I'm not sure how I actually feel about that, because it's like, on the one hand, that is insane and like almost like comical how ridiculous those odds are. But on the other hand, it's like, does it really matter all that much? Like, there's only a couple actual rumors that use Zod runes, and like, they're so like overkill that it's not really all that big a deal. Like Zod runes, arguably better, less for the rune lords, more because you can, you know, slap them into an ethereal weapon and not have to worry about the fact that it's ethereal anymore. Because that's arguably the biggest weakness of ethereal weapons. I say arguably like that's not 100% true. That, you know, they don't last forever. But with the Zod rune, they do. Because I think, like, even though Zod runes are the rarest, they're not actually the most valuable rune, I don't believe. I keep saying, getting the terms mixed up, because I kept saying jewel for the gems, and I kept saying gem for the freaking runes. It doesn't really matter, but, like, it might be confusing if you're not really, like, paying attention to what I'm saying, which is kind of funny. It's like, I think, like, I forget what the most valuable rune is. I think it's actually the Burr rune, because it's like, I think it's used in the most rune words, I want to say, off the top of my head. It's used in the most like rune words that are good. Like what do you make with Enigma? I don't remember at all, because I've never made an Enigma before, because, you know, big surprise, I've never played long enough to get any of the good runes, because they are truly ridiculous. Alright, anyways, I think this looks like we're about to get to the end of the river. That's looking indie. Hell yeah. Alright. Get out of here. My stinking... The time has come to hunt down and destroy Diablo himself. Why is my Merc's life is like weird. Like it's like, that was like at like half for like how long there, and it was not like moving. I have a, yeah, just like a random this. I got another mantled ring. Let me look at this. Just 4 to strength. Like, the perfect end, this sucks, but it's worth a lot of money, at least, I guess. Because it's, like, funny that each tier is, like, completely different. Oh, man, imagine getting plus to skills in one of these. That would be insane. Requirements minus 50%. Would that mean that 2 of these would make a weapon free to use? That would actually be awesome if you, like, had, like, a weapon that was particularly, like, strenuous. I guess I'll just sell it for the money, though. Zygons, blah blah blah. So let me look at this. 49 versus 47, lifesteal. So that has mana though. Yeah, this is pretty much just better though. So I'll sell that mantled ring. Too bad. It's always nice when you get a unique that's just slightly better, but you know, that's one of those things that Diablo 2 actually does well, which is that uniques tend to not have a huge range of affixes. Well, that's not necessarily true, but most of the time it is true. There's a lot of uniques that tend to have very little variance, if any at all. I guess it's sets actually. Set items tend to have no variance. The variance is you need the other set items. I definitely talked about this before, but that's definitely one of the big reasons why Diablo 3 just kind of sucks. Well, it's one of many, many reasons. But like the itemization is definitely a big part of it. Because like that game has I don't even remember what they're even called, because they don't call them uniques anymore. They call them like do they just call them legendary items? Because like in Diablo 3, like itemization is like just like doesn't really matter is the problem basically at its core. I think that's the best way to put it, because like the item system kind of drops items for you, right? It tries to drop items for you, which sounds like it's useful, and technically it is, but the problem is that like the stats just don't matter, because it's like you first of all you have like I can't even begin to talk about how bizarre the item system ended up being. Also, ooh, it's kind of nice to see a set item from a higher tier item. These tend to be pretty rare actually. Has less, doesn't have any lightning or poison, but it has more fire and cold. And it has the magic damage reduced by 10, which is actually quite nice. No bonus damage, though. Oh well, we'll keep it. I probably won't ever see any other pieces of it, because chances are, like, it's pretty rare. So I'll say, hey, I wonder what enemies are going to show up in the Chaos Sanctuary. Guess we'll see. You know, it'd be awesome if it was like Souls or something. I love that every time you summon the Valkyrie, it's just like you just hear, oh, because she dies from being resummoned. One of those funny things. What's it about? Right, the itemization. Like, Diablo 3 has like that weird thing where it's like you have all the different stats, but like you kind of don't. Because like, basically every class has like their own stat that matters, and the other stats just like don't matter basically. So it's like I get that this game's stats are kind of fucked up, but like at least they all matter in some way, you know what I mean? Like Diablo 1, I've always said this, Diablo 1 does its stats the best, ironically. Even though it, once again, it can be a little like biased where like a lot of the classes kind of only care about their primary stat. But at least they all, once again, in D1, they all matter and they all have their importance. Because it basically, in D1, it's just kind of D2, but just better balance, which I always think is weird to say, but it's kind of true. This ain't bad, actually, for that crushing blow. 25% chance? Like, that'd be great on Diablo. What is my Merc using? Isn't it just like a, yeah, this, which, like, doesn't give him much? It's just a hit recovery. Which this has. So, yeah, let's swap that over. I have another Angelic Ring. I think I already have one of those, though, so... We'll keep the Scepter, because I might actually switch this specifically just for Diablo, just because that'll probably help damaging him a lot. Because the Crushing Bowl's effect is like halved against bosses, but like even halved is like insanely high. Because you know, Diablo, you know, bosses tend to have a lot of life in this game, which I'm okay with because you know it makes fighting them actually like pretty memorable. You can't just brute force them, you know what I mean? Even if sometimes you could argue it's maybe a bit much, but it's fine. Ooh, we got frozen yetis. I kind of like them. Funny enough, the Doom Knights end up being here, and the Vipers. Wow. It's kind of ironic in a way that like the Vipers in here. We got Maulers too, huh? Ooh, geez, they're gonna. Wow, there's a lot of monsters in here. They're like wrecking my wolf too. Poor guy. Kill them all! I'm just right-clicking like crazy. I'm not even gonna look at any items for a second because this area is dense. I kind of forgot that, like, yeah, remember that every area is like twice as dense as it usually is, so there's a hell of a lot of stuff in here. They're chilling me and decrepifying me, so like, they're doing a lot. I don't know if that's fixed, by the way, because I think that the version of Decrepify they have is actually broken in Classic, or I should say in Vanilla. Or whatever I want to say. You know what I mean? An old D2. Before the remaster. Where basically their version of Decrepify is like fucked up and doesn't do everything properly. I think all it does is... I actually don't remember what it doesn't do. But it, like, the problem basically is that like these guys do is that they actually have a special skill called like Monster Curse Cast or whatever that basically essentially works like it just kind of casts whatever skill they need on the fly rather than being like a bunch of different skills separately implemented. And because of the like at some point I think in probably like the funny thing is 110 was such a huge update that like most of the time if something's broken you can probably just say it broke in 110. Because like that was like the big one, you know what I mean? Where like a bunch of stuff did get broken. Also, I should probably... I'm gonna go back just because I don't want my wand to break. Like it's not red yet, but you know, whatever. Get more dexterity. We're at 26. I guess I'll pop another point to Oak Sage to help him out. Give us more life. It's nice because it gives me more life too, not like just the pets.
What do you need?
See, this is pretty junk. Junk. 100% damage to undead would be nice if I could get that into like a, I don't know, something, but not useful there. And let's not forget to repair my weapon this time, because what's the durability? It's only 15, it's like, yeah, it's pretty low. Put another TP down just in case. Like, I don't foresee myself dying because I have so much freaking life and damage, but like, there are a lot of dudes here. It's just, it's kind of funny because they're all melee, except for the Chaos Mages. It's actually like not a big deal, because like, ranged monsters are like the big killers in this game generally, a lot of the time. With, you know, a few exceptions, there are some deadly physical monsters, but a lot of the stuff that'll kill you in D2 is like, the physical dudes will kill you because they surround you and make sure you can't escape and stun on you, whereas the ranged dudes will kill you because you'll just get pelted by like a billion ranged attacks all at once, and there's just like not too much you can do about it, right? Which is kind of like the crux of it all, especially because like ranged monsters tend to do more damage than you expect them to do. Like, they're not a lot of games will have it to where melee is like the strongest source of damage basically, but D2 does not really do that, where like melee just kind of comes with its own advantages and disadvantages, but it's not like stronger or weaker necessarily. Like, arrows do a lot of damage from monsters, and like they do tend to have it to where a lot of effects tend to get halved on ranged attacks. Like Crushing Blow, for example, I think does half as much damage from an arrow than it does from like a physical weapon. I don't remember how much Crushing Blow does. I think it's a quarter, I want to say. It might actually be half. I don't remember, though. Because I think it's a quarter, but I might be thinking actually of median XL, because I think median XL nerfed it. But, maybe it's a quarter? Whatever it is, it's like a quarter or half or whatever. It's some amount, and then it's halved for bosses, and then it's always halved for arrow, and then for bosses on arrow, it's quartered, essentially. So, like, it still does a lot, because, you know, bosses do tend to have a lot of HP, but it isn't, like, as much as you would expect. Which once again, it's fine. Because crushing blow is still useful. It's just like, yeah, the effect does tend to be a little underwhelming for arrows, but, you know, it is what it is, as they say in the biz. And I'm gonna fire claws your ass. Boom! Bam! Nicely done, me. I'm the greatest. I'm so skilled at the game with the way I can button mash. Let me just pick up all this money off of him and get it off the screen. Like, honestly, that's what I do it more for. That's what auto gold pickup is more useful for than anything else. It's just reducing screen clutter. Because with no pickup basically turned to 0, it's like, man, things drop stuff a lot.
I can't carry.
Oops. Let me just kill everything here. Oh, there's a gem shrine. I'm pretty sure I have a gem, so. Gem shrines are actually awesome because they're arguably like one of the best ways to grind gems. Is just to go to like the early areas of like Act 1 and just pick up, just try to look for gem shrines because they're like an easy, like they upgrade your gem and you don't have to find another gem of the exact kind, right? So it's like if you need a specific gem upgraded, there's your guy. And like shrines are a little actually kind of weirdly funky because certain shrines don't show up super early on. When did blood go? Man, if that wasn't Necromancer only, I might consider using that. Just to have an extra minion would be fun. I need the weapon. Saigons, Tangrids. Did I sell some? Didn't I, like... Am I crazy? Did I pick something up and then I just forgot and sold it? I feel like there was something I had that was like interesting and I just sold it and didn't think about it, but I don't see it here. Oh, whatever. Get you out of there. Nothing. I'm not even gonna bother selling it. Waste of time. Where's my weapon at? 7 already. Holy moly. Yeah, I should repair that. Where's Tangrids? Did I already like check Tangrids and I sold it? No, here it is. Just have 2 parts of these. Gold skills. It has faster run walk. This is like, in fact, if you look at the generate mana and stuff and the extra enhanced damage, this is sort of like a light version of stealth. Which is kind of funny to say. This will probably be another short episode, and that's fine, because pretty much we're already almost done. We're just going to kill this last boss group, and then we're fighting Diablo already. With how ridiculous my damage is, I don't think Diablo's going to live very long. So before we activate these things, let's make sure to kill everything else first, because I hate spawning in those Venom Lords and then getting ganked by them, because I think they always spawn as extra fast, like they're pretty nasty. I also always forget, because one of the shrines here will spawn a monster and one of them won't, and you can tell based on the map layout, but I don't remember which one, like, this setup were for the things is. I think it's this one. And I appear to have been horribly wrong, so let me go get my thing. So I might as well just slap it in here. So I can swap to it as soon as Diablo shows up. Because I'll probably crushing blow him for a little bit. And then once I've done it for long enough, I'll swap back. Because crushing blow is based on their actual life, not their max. Alright, these guys. These guys are like the scariest one, definitely, usually. Because like they're extra fast and like those surround you quick. I can see how fast they killed me, like, damn. Alright, let's see how fast Diablo kills my minions. Tanking it! Alright, let's swap back. Whoops. Okay, Merc, don't die, please. You got this. I can 1v1 you. Oh, dude, I do so much damage. Oh, so I just got some nutty items, I think.
The plague of terror.
Ah, I always love that guitar riff. Oh, huh. You know, these used to be called an evil force. And then I guess they changed that at some point. I kind of forgot they actually changed it. Because it used to, like, say, like, they weren't called bone prisons. They were just called, like, an evil force. Oh, I'm not going to bother resummoning my dudes because we're done. It kind of sucks that we killed Diablo by shattering him. Which, it's kind of funny you can even do that to big act bosses like that. Because we don't see his fancy death animation because of that. As for you, I don't think I really need this for anything else. Like, the crushing blow is nice, but like, you know, I might keep it for Bale, honestly, because Bale has like an insane amount of life too. You know, he is Mr. Final Boss, so. I got shark skin gloves, which is kind of nice. How good are these? This is plus 1 to fire skills, which does buff up my fire claws, but that's about it. Other than that, it's just like basic shit. It's just basic good shit, mind you. Nothing on here is particularly bad. Compared to this, honestly, it's kind of disappointing. I did get this too, which is like, once again, like surprisingly like bad. I guess just because it's a higher tier doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be better though, so big surprise there, I guess, in that sense. We got you. And you. Yeah, I think I'll be for this part. I guess we'll go through and sell my shit.
Good day.
King, get out of the portal. Let me first. Jeez, it's sure loading a while. I, Mala, welcome you to Herogoth. Did I just say Grith? Herogoth. I can get myself ripped off if I want to, because everything here is like right now buying anything here is super expensive. Because a unique trait of Herogoth is that until you like kill Shank the Overseer, everything's twice as expensive. Which is why the TB skills are 200. And we can cut to Quelke, who's going to be like, a druid! Truly shocking! I cannot believe you would come here. Good sir. Yeah, that'll be it for this part. Should I get a... Actually, the one last question. Should I get a barbarian? I probably will. Because I think since I'm playing Remaster, a fun thing I can do is I can get the Frenzy one. Because they actually have... They added a second barb mark, which is nice. Because if you don't know... Actually, that's not even necessarily true. I was going to say, because in Vanilla, there is... I mentioned this before. There's kind of an unused one that like looks like they were going to implement 2 barb marks. And they just like... It was just like they never finished it, and they never implemented it. But I think in class or in OG Legacy, it was the second one was a dual wielder, but I think he had axes instead of swords. Whereas here, it's always swords, which is kind of a shame. It'd be nice to give him axes, just as like for a little bit of variety. But I digress. That'll be it for this part. See you guys later.